Here we are in the woodland habitat. Again, we're visiting the woodland habitat in winter. As you can notice, a lot of the trees are missing their leaves. They've lost their leaves in the fall. There's snow on the ground. Do you think this would be a good habitat? Of course, we have a lot of animals that stay in the woodlands all year round. Can you think of some of those animals? I immediately think of squirrels, raccoons, possums, some birds like cardinals and blue jays, and our woodpeckers. But there's some animals that move around. This might make a good habitat for them in the spring or winter or summer, but maybe not in other seasons. Can you think of what some of those animals might be? It's a little tricky. So we're talking about animals that migrate. Do you know that word? Migrate or migration? That means an animal is moving for a certain reason. Moving for one particular reason, to find food. A habitat has to provide an animal food, shelter, water, and space. And sometimes that food isn't easily accessed. One of those main animals that migrate are birds. In the woodland, in the wintertime, we might see different bird species than we do in the summer. And in the summer, different bird species than in the winter. So while a habitat might meet an animal's needs a certain time of year, it doesn't mean that it meets its needs all seasons. So some animals have to move around to find food, water, shelter, and space, depending on what the habitat can provide. In the wintertime, some animals have to change their food source. So they might not migrate. They'll stick around here, but when snow covers the ground and the grasses and leaves that they usually eat isn't able to be found, they have to adjust to find new food to eat. Deer and rabbits that might be eating those grass and leaves during the spring and summer have to find something else to eat. And they'll rely on bark of small trees. So as the winter goes, we might start seeing little chew marks on small trees like this. But if you notice, this plant next to the small tree, the gooseberry, has tons of thorns. And so that's not going to be very good to eat. It's an adaptation that this plant has to survive. This plant might become a good food source for herbivores such as deer or rabbits. Squirrels are really common all around Lincoln, and they do something really cool to help prepare for winter. They stockpile food. Here at the Nature Center, squirrels might be eating seeds that they can find that are left over that have fallen from trees or plants. But if they can't find food, they'll dig in the ground to that stockpile that they have planned ahead for the cold winter. That process also helps trees. So if a squirrel is burying the seed of a tree and then forgets where they put it or don't need that food source all winter, maybe a new tree might grow. It's a great relationship between squirrels and woodlands. Animals that are here all winter long have a built-in coat. Just like you and me, where we have to bundle up in layers in the wintertime to stay warm, animals' coats get thicker. It helps them stay warm. Some of them have bushy tails or those thicker coats that help them survive through the cold winters.